I mean, the kid is just driving way over his head out there. I said it last week as a warning, and then he drives into me at the end of the race fighting for position. We're racing at over 200 miles per hour, and he's driving recklessly like that. Just unacceptable. I mean, I'm sure he'll be put in his place this weekend.
Strong words from Josef Newgarden about how I raced him at the end of the Indianapolis 500, where we saw Rinus VeeKay pick up the victory and now Indy 500 champion as we head into not the streets of Detroit. So it turns out Detroit with the IndyCar AI is basically impossible to race. So we are now here in Phoenix, Arizona for Phoenix Raceway, which it's been a while since IndyCar has been on this circuit, but now we have two back-to-back oval races coming off of course, what was the last episode, the Indy 500, and I was excited to get back on circuit here now and hopefully move on from what happened with Newgarden, but of course we had a great result, of course, a top 10 run again in Indianapolis now, so I was looking to carry over that momentum as well with the top 10 in Indianapolis road course. Things have been looking well for the last 3 rounds, basically, including Barber, but a mistake here in practice actually made me had to bring it into the pits a little bit early, and we actually had to work on a bit of repairs for this car, so it was a pretty early end to practice, only a few laps ran, but we were top of the board actually in practice here now as we were ready to get qualifying underway. The race is at night, so what we feel right now here in qualifying is going to be completely different compared to what we actually have when it comes to race time here Sunday evening. But here we go, qualifying underway from Phoenix now, and a really unique track for an Indy car to go around. As you can see us going through 1 and 2, and we missed a corner, and up into the outside while we go in qualifying, we've crashed. I am so sorry, I just completely screwed up the exit.
Are you all good?
Yeah, I'm fine. Car's not. So, we're going to be starting from the back. After the harsh words from Newgarden, we're going to the back. Alex Palou gets pole over Colton Herta. Grosjean Newgarden in the top 5. He's looking to turn the season around. I understand his frustrations. He's not had a great season so far to start. And, you know, it doesn't help when he's got a rookie beating him and kind of getting after him a little bit. But we'll get ready to go racing here under the lights in Phoenix.
Okay, man. A lot more grip at night, so be ready for that. Be careful in the dirty air. It will be more severe here than last week in Indy.
Yeah, 10-4. Sorry, guys, for the long night last night, but I'll try to make it up to you guys today.
Lots of headlines this week. Hinch, VeeKay winning the Indy 500, and Josef Newgarden putting the rookie of Owen on blast here this weekend in Phoenix.
Josef is fired up this weekend. Watch for him to be strong tonight on the track.
Alex Palou, Colton Herta lead the field to the green flag as we're racing for 150 laps around this Phoenix Raceway. Now a field run, you can go about 55 laps, about the maximum on a field tank. And there goes Herta around the outside of the pole, winner of Palou to the lead. Newgarden there, P3. Roman Grosjean, Scott Dixon follow in 4th and 5th. Now, so like I said, the Detroit AI was really, really bad. Like over half the field was crashing every lap, so we just simply couldn't do it, and I decided to replace it with another oval because I felt like the schedule needed more ovals. So that's why we are here from Phoenix Raceway now, getting the elbows out, going around the outside of Pato O'Ward will take the position there, and we have already gained a few positions early on, as I knew the biggest issue here today as a rookie in IndyCar is going to be dealing with the dirty air as we go to the outside of our teammate Felix Rosenqvist. Of course, a poor Indy 500 for him. We saw Kyle Larson make his Indy 500 debut last episode and actually finished in the top 10. That was an absolutely fantastic effort from him. Crash, it's Newgarden who's gone around contact with Palou, and it's going to be an early end to his night. Major damage there, and the caution is out on just the start of lap 5, and after Newgarden talked all that trash, he's out early in Phoenix, and you'll see he was racing wheel to wheel for second with Palou, looking for the position. They have contact there, and it's hard to put the blame on Newgarden, to be honest, right there. I mean, you see on board, it looks like Palou came down and ignited that contact, and around he goes. And not only is Newgarden in the pits for major damage, Palou as well was in to service his car for some damage. An early end, well, they will be able to get back out on track at some point, but Newgarden's, horrendous season continues. We're up to 21st after all that got sorted, and we'll get back racing, and I'm going to get caught napping in the process here. Now Pato O'Ward and the rest of the field in front of me take off. My teammate Rosenquist just behind, but Colton Herta leads the field back to the green flag here. Now, after a few laps under yellow, lap 9 of 150, you can see a big stack up in front of us. There's Kyle Kirkwood on the inside, fellow rookie Kiffin Simpson as well in that blue and yellow machine. We'll go around the outside and get past him. Of course, the recent news in IndyCar, we have a new team joining the grid next season. Don't forget, it's Lamborghini. It's going to be a 2-car team with Lamborghini, so I'm excited to see where that goes with their drivers and whatnot, but we got a lot of time until that's going to be determined. Now, here goes Rosenquist around my outside. I'm trying to be cautious and safe because look at this 3-wide mess right in front of us. Canapino, contact with O'Ward on the outside of them. It's Pietro Fittipaldi, and they're all going to get it sorted out, but you see me back out of it. I said, I don't want to be a part of that. I just saw what happened with Newgarden and Palou, so we know there is the risk of incidents here today. And look at my rear view mirror. Palou's back on track. However, a lap down and a bit of a checkup right there in front of us now. I believe that's Jack Harvey, and you can see myself migrating eventually up to this 3rd lane. This is where I feel most comfortable, is right here. And as soon as I got up here, look at us ripping the top. We passed Harvey, and now we got our teammate Felix Rosenquist just in front of us, and we're back into the top 20 at least, but 15 laps in, really high speeds here. Of course, I'm used to racing stock cars around this circuit at Phoenix Raceway, a NASCAR stock car where you take about 26-27 seconds to get around this track, and now we're doing it in 6-7 seconds faster than that. So it is a very different feeling even in just a video game here. As we were up to now P19, we actually got past Pietro Fittipaldi, and now we're just kind of following our teammate here of Rosenquist. But now here we go to the outside, and we're going to get the job done on him. In front of us it's Marcus Ericsson racing with Santino Ferrucci now, and Ericsson's running up on the top, and it's all about avoiding the car in front of you in the corner. You don't want to run the same line as the car in front of you because they will throw their dirty air onto you, and it affects the car significantly. I mean, it just makes the car really tight. You can't turn. So it's all about avoiding the car in front of you in the corner, running a different line. You didn't really see it much, and I didn't really feel it much in Indianapolis, but I could already feel it here as we are now P17 looking for a move on Marcus Ericsson on the exit of turn 2, not quite able to make it happen, and he was continuing to move forwards. He passes Linus Lundqvist, and I'm going to get up the inside of Lundqvist now in that Chip Ganassi machine, and we'll be able to pass him. So up into P16, and here we go. A move around the outside of Ericsson. That'll put us to P15. So we're slowly clicking off positions here as we go up to the back of Stingray Rob, who's having an exceptional run, but now trapped on the inside, and you see the dirty air really having to slow me up behind Pato O'Ward, so we have to jump back up to the top after losing another spot again to Ericsson. There's a lot of back and forth at this type of racetrack here, and as you can see, we continue to go at it with Marcus Ericsson around the outside now again, and we're going to be able to get him and focus in our sights on the 41 or 41, sorry, of Stingray Rob, nearly into the left rear of him, and you saw me have to lift on the exit, and then that allows Ericsson to come right back fighting. So another spot again backwards down into 15th, but here we go again to the outside, but you see having to lift because of that dirty air on the nose from Rob's car. That allows Pato O'Ward up my inside. He's trying to go through on the inside now, so we drop a couple of positions, and we just continue to go all over the place here. Passing Ericsson again now. Pato O'Ward, he's going to take his talents to the inside of Rob into turn 3. Not going to quite work out now as we get right to the back of O'Ward. We'll look to the inside here, wheel to wheel through the tri-oval, lap 34 of 150 at this point, and here we go, wheel to wheel still, trying to get ahead, not going to happen. That outside prevails, and now O'Ward and my teammate of Rosenquist going to go through on the outside. Ericsson jumps back up there, and he's going to try and get past us as well. This is fantastic racing for 14th through, 17th, 18th. It's absolutely incredible, but we continue to go at it, and we drop to P17 at this point now, but we continue wheel to wheel. Pato O'Ward got past all this group of cars, and now he's starting to actually drive away in the distance, you can see there, but I got nowhere to go. I'm kind of locked into position right now, so I'm going to get up behind my teammate of Rosenquist, and we'll try to go around the outside, but it's not working. Here comes Ferrucci now up my inside, and now eventually things start to swing in my favor here. As you can see, Ericsson looks like he's going to get clear of Stingray Rob now, as I tried to lift a little bit early right there to get a good exit, and that's exactly what we get out of turn 4 down this front stretch. We would clear Rosenquist on the exit of turn 2, so now lap 39 coming to lap 40, and you can see right in front of us Ericsson still working on passing Stingray Rob up front. However, Colton Herta dealing with some lap traffic and now under attack. He has Scott Dixon right there with him, looking for the lead of this Grand Prix. The question is, can he get it? In the background there, you can't even see third place in your brief sights now, but Herta able to defend and stay ahead for now of Dixon. And here we go around the outside of Stingray Rob. Thank you very much. Back into the top 15. Ericsson now, we would try to run him down, but he would actually briefly pull away from me. He's now just over 1 second ahead.
Good pace so far. We're going to pit in about 10 laps.
Yep, 10-4. Car feels great. It feels great. And it looks great for this Meyer Shank team. Top 15, but I think we've got a car capable of running again top 10, maybe even top 5. This oval thing is working out pretty well for me now as we continue to reel in Marcus Ericsson as we're within a few tenths of a second. As we approach lap 50, we're right into that fuel window. It's a 2-stop race no matter what. But yeah, everybody can make it on 2 stops. It's just about when. And it's open basically on the start of lap 50. We get past on the inside there of Marcus Ericsson. Kind of hoping a caution's going to come out because I'm worried about going a lap down. Although our pace is great, the leaders are flying and a lot of cars are laps down now. But Scott McLaughlin, our next objective here, that's for 13th position. Another driver with a rough season. It's not been pretty for Penske, for any of their drivers. Newgarden tonight as well, but McLaughlin's not had a great season, and Will Power as well has not had a great season. You can see at the very top faintly there's drivers pitting, including the leader of Colton Herta. He's going to come into the pit lane. Look at the lead he's built back up over Scott Dixon, but into the lead, or into the position pit lane he goes. Grosjean as well stays out on the track, but you saw Rinus VeeKay, last episode winner from the Indy 500, comes into the pits. We are wheel to wheel with McLaughlin into turn number 1. We clear him, we slide up in front, throw the dirty air on him, it doesn't affect him. Switch back there from McLaughlin. We go wheel to wheel down the back straightaway into turn number 3. The Penske driver not going to make it easy. We push wide on the exit of 4, and again McLaughlin up the inside. We continue this little scrap here, now actually scraping the outside wall into turn number 1. Near contact right there with McLaughlin. He gets back ahead. More drivers pit just in front of us. I saw Marcus Ericsson being one of them. There's Rossi and McLaughlin now coming into the pits, and same for Kyle Kirkwood. We come in at the conclusion of lap 57. We were able to go maybe another lap or 2, but I just didn't want to risk it. So we're going to come in and get a new set of Firestone rubber and hope for, of course, maybe a little bit of track position gain. But we had a solid pit entry, and we're going to get a decent pit stop here, 7.8 seconds, so just under 8 seconds. We come out right behind Colin Brunnan in nearly some contact with him, but fortunately we do avoid that as we will come back on track. There's Will Power. Here goes David Malukas. I think we've made some track position gains here for sure. We're in front of Alex Rossi, who was ahead of us when he pitted, so we've definitely made some gains. Now Herta, he continues to lead this race. He wants that first win, of course, of the season. He won the $1 Million Challenge at Willow Springs. Rinus VeeKay, how about him? Up into second place. Ovals are certainly his forte this season right now. Scott Dixon, P3, Kiffin Simpson exiting the pit lane there just behind, but Dixon's trying to get past Santino Ferrucci. Grosjean just behind as well in the top 5. Newgarden's actually back on the racetrack, just logging laps. But we went up into P7 after that was all said and done. As now, caution on the track. Ericsson and my teammate of Rosenquist made some contact, and you can see the damage done to Marcus Ericsson. We spent so much time racing around him earlier, and you can see a replay. He just goes up into Rosenquist. I guess he didn't see him there. Maybe the spotter didn't call him up high. And that's going to bring out the caution. So we run P7. We made huge gains during that pit cycle, but a lot of cars are a lap down. I think it's only like 15 or so cars now scored on the lead lap. So Herta and VeeKay, Grosjean, all in the top 5, including Dixon, Will Power as well. Malukas just in front of myself. We got Christian Lundgaard just behind us. Graham Rahal, Marcus Armstrong there just behind. Is now Colton Herta, who's led this whole race, is going to lead it again. And once again, I mean, we have just been caught napping on another restart. I have not been good on these restarts tonight. We need to clean that up, as I wouldn't be surprised if we see another 1 or 2 before this race is over. We get it back going, 3 wide around the outside. Will Power on the far inside right there. Lundgaard goes through, says thank you very much, as now we continue single file into turn 3, side by side up in front of us though. VeeKay side by side with as well Grosjean. We go around the outside right there of Christian Lundgaard, however, and you got David Malukas just in front of us, and Malukas will be staying in this McLaren for the rest of the season of this career mode. I feel like the way McLaren have treated their IndyCar drivers at times is quite disgusting. So he will not be losing his ride here in this career mode. He will be staying in that car. We are, however, right into the thick of this battle for a second. Unexpectedly now, Herta driving away. Dixon in front of us on the inside, but that dirty air making me have to slow down. And with a car on my outside, that's like having two just bad forces around you. You really have to be cautious. But we get clear of Malukas on the exit of turn 4, running 4th position after starting dead last. What a drive we're on here tonight now as we continue to impress. Now, trying to close in on Grosjean, but it wasn't happening. Everything kind of settled out here over the next few laps, and you can see the gap start to increase. Herta all out on his own. Dixon runs 2nd. Grosjean there just in front of myself as we run 4th place. Malukas, VK, Award Power, Rahal, Rossi, your top 10 right now. And only 10 cars are on the lead lap after that caution came out earlier. So Kirkwood, the first car lap down in P11. So we're looking pretty good as we are now past the halfway point in this race and just kind of settling in. I was, giving it everything I had, trying to put myself in a different position than Grosjean every corner. And I was trying to take a little bit wider of an entrance, arc it down, and then of course open it up on the exit, as you can see right there. And we're slowly reeling in Grosjean at times, but then he'll have a lap or two where I just kind of catch his dirty air a little bit in the wrong spot, and then I have to lift a little bit, and then he opens the gap back up. Fast forwarding now to lap 92 at this point. 1.4 seconds behind is Malukas, as you can see in the bottom right relative, and 7/10 ahead is Grosjean. Usually you start to feel the dirty air effects when you're within a second of the car in front of you, here in iRacing at least, I feel. But you can see we're already working our way through some lap traffic. Ferrucci actually has wing damage. So does my teammate Rosenquist. He got wing damage in the crash with Ericsson, but never pitted to fix that wing damage. Why? Who knows? A iRacing AI moment, basically. But you can see that, over the course of these laps, 101, 102 laps in, and we still run 4th, about 7/8 of a second behind. Nothing's changed for about 30 laps at this point. But Colton Herta trying to pass Canapino now, at least to put him another lap down. As you can see a little bit further back, Scott Dixon, as well as you can see this little battle right there. Contact briefly between Rosenquist and Christian Lundgaard as Grosjean is able to get past Christian Rasmussen. You see myself running way up that track as David Malukas closing in on me. Renus VK just there in the background as well. We can make it to the end if we pit now. We have officially made it to the pit window. So if we want to box right now, we can. I'm trying to push it a bit lengthier is kind of my idea right now. So we're going to be a little bit patient now. As you can see us going around the outside of Rosenquist, who's still got damage and has not pitted for it. So he is going to be way off the pace now. As you can see, we have gotten right up to the back of Grosjean, who's struggling to pass Colin Braun. Colin Braun not making things easy for anybody right now. And that's opened the door of opportunity for myself. Hello, Roman Grosjean. Now we go to the inside. He takes the middle. Braun to the top. And now we go to the inside of that number 51 wheel to wheel. And we get some notifications in the top that drivers are pitting, including what will be the leader of Colton Herta. So near contact. There was a brief amount of contact with the 51, and I got stuck here. So I decided, okay, we're going to come into the pits a little bit earlier than the cars in front of us and try to leapfrog them that way. So Herta's already pitted. Dixon's already pitted. The guys that in front of us, except for basically Grosjean, they've all kind of got their pit stop situation sorted. So we actually missed our pit box right there by a few moments or a few feet. So we had to back up and fix that situation. But it's going to be a little bit of a prolonged pit stop right there due to that reason. So we get back onto the racetrack, and we'll have to, of course, wait a few laps to determine what the situation is going to be. Pato O'Ward still out on the racetrack now leading. He has not quite pitted yet, but here we go. Pit stop cycle getting sorted. There's Malukas. So we get out in front of Malukas. So there is Grosjean right in front of us. Colin Braun is for position right now, but he has not pitted yet. He is going to have to pit, but here we go to the outside of Grosjean. Around the outside we go. We'll take the position. I think once this is all said and done, we might be a net P3, as now we look to the outside of Colin Braun. There's Lundgaard struggling as well. We'll go around the outside, and Colin Braun there on the inside. We should be able to get past him through 3 and 4 now, but he continues to fight strong on the inside. But we finally get past him here on the exit of 4, and he would eventually come into the pits, and we would cycle out to 3rd place behind Scott Dixon, who's about 2 seconds up the road at this point now. And Colton Herta continues to absolutely dominate this race. Look at how fast we're flying by some of these cars. Kiffin Simpson way off the pace right there as we come to lap 121. 30 laps to go. Canapino there just in front of us, a lap down at this point. Now a lot of cars a lap down, but still 10 cars on the lead lap to be specific here as we continue continue on, just trying to find a way past Canapino. It wasn't happening. Now Grosjean 1.7 seconds behind. Caution on the track, and it's actually because Christian Rasmussen has completely come to a stop in the pits, and you see a replay. I mean, he just stops. IndyCar, to avoid bringing out people onto the pits, they throw the caution for that. So now will be P3, and Rasmussen's race is actually over, so not sure exactly what the situation is there, but he is going to be done for these closing laps of this race now. But here we are in P3, an opportunity to go for a win. In IndyCar, Colton Herta has dominated this race, and now he controls the restart, and actually, look at this, a good restart. Perfect timing. Here we go to the back of Scott Dixon now. Colton Herta, the American, leads the way into turn number 1. I noticed earlier our car really takes off well, so we're going to try and use that to our advantage. Here we go, side by side with Dixon, who shows the nose to Herta. Down the back straightaway, the Andretti machine leads the way into turn number 3. We got the Ganassi machine on the left side, and here we are trying to put Meyer Shank racing out in front in Phoenix Raceway. The run down the front straightaway to the outside of Herta into turn 1 will go wheel to wheel, and it's not going to last long. We power through. We take the lead here in Phoenix.
Okay, gap him as much as you can here. He is faster in the long run.
You hear our race engineer just saying put as much of a gap on him as you can, because he is going to be quicker as the laps go on, and it wasn't long until he started closing. I opened it up to about a second, but he was already bringing the gap down with 18 laps to go, and it was now, or 19 to go, down to 0.7 of a second. So Herta already closing. We come to a little bit later, lap 133, come to 134. Now look in the mirror, you can see him. He's there within 0.4 of a second already. This is not going to be a long-lived battle, I fear, as now Herta is already there. The exit of turn 2. Here he comes down this back straightaway. He's going to show the nose already. I'm going to keep it high and just try to roll the momentum, but it's not even enough. Herta blows past us and takes the lead here. I had nothing for him, dude. He's insane.
Try to stick with him.
And that's all we can do is try to maintain with Herta showing the nose to the top. I mean, I got nothing for this guy. His pace is absolutely fantastic here. And you can see lap 136 coming to 14 laps to go. He's just continuing every corner basically to stretch out the gap by another few tenths. And lap 138, the gap's even larger. And now we have to look in our mirror again because we got a charging Scott Dixon on the way. Now less than 0.4 of a second between himself and I. 10 laps to go, and you can see the gap to Herta now a full second. And it just wasn't meant to be, but what a drive we have put together from the back of the field to the top 3 at least. Here comes Dixon to the inside now as we head down this back straightaway, and this is going to relegate us down to that 3rd position, I'm sure of it, as we come through 3, and sure enough, Dixon's just got more than I do right now. I was really pushing these tires as hard as I could at this point now, and I think I've pushed them a little bit too much. It's not going to be enough now, and Dixon's going to do the same thing as Herta. He's just every corner going to drive away a little bit further, so now it's just, can we stay ahead of Rinus VeeKay in these final 5 laps of this race? How about Will Power into the top 5? A much needed good run for him. Rossi, Grosjean, Rahal, Malukas, all there through 9th, and only 9 cars on the lead lap. 2 laps to go. 1.1 seconds to VeeKay, who is closing, but we are going to be hopefully able to stay in front of him with the amount of time that we have left. Scott Dixon, P2, looking to the inside of Canapino as Colton Herta. He's got to win this season, but it was not a points-paying race. He's trying to get his first points win of the season and continue the trend of new winners this season here now. As last episode, it was all Rinus VeeKay picking up the victory, but Colton Herta today, under the lights in Phoenix, leads the way into turn 3 and 4 for the final time, and out of turn 4, Colton Herta is going to come through to win in Phoenix now. Scott Dixon, P2, 3rd place for ourselves. What a day. Again, a career best result as we continue to get better and better with every passing episode. Awesome night, guys. P3, couldn't ask for much more after where we started. Great night. You hear myself to the team on the radio as we'll get to park it and call it a night. Our teammate Rosenquist ended up 4 laps down, by the way, but we'll take a look at the finishing order with Herta, Dixon, myself on the podium over VeeKay, Power, Rossi, Grosjean, Rahal, Malukas, and Linus Lundqvist there rounding out the top 10. But Scott McLaughlin, mid-teens there. How about the race for Braun and Simpson, mid-teens finish for them, which is pretty good. Stingray Robb in the top 20 as well. But, you know, Pato O'Ward ended up having a pretty rough night down in 21st place, while Alex Palou, with the contact with Newgarden, relegated them to both outside the top 20, and our teammate Rosenquist there, 24th. Not a good night for him, fighting for the championship right now. Marcus Ericsson dead last down in 27th place. And looking at the standings, Rinus VeeKay actually out in front. He's got 4 top 5s this season, 5 top 10s, but he leads the points right now over Herta by 7 points. Scott Dixon, Rosenquist there, 3rd and 4th. And how about us? We have propelled into the top 5 with this streak of good runs that we've been having, as of course the big names of McLaughlin and as well Josef Newgarden continue to struggle. Newgarden's down in 21st in the standings. Will Power, another driver that's starting to go moving forward up to 12th in the standings following this episode. That's going to wrap it up for me. I'll see you guys in the next one where we're back on the road at Road America. So thank you for watching and have yourselves a great day.